The debate about free will and determinism is one of philosophy's oldest and most intriguing questions. It touches on whether our actions are truly our own, or if they are predetermined by a series of prior events and conditions. This question has significant implications, not only for philosophy and science, but also for our everyday lives, and how we perceive personal responsibility. Are we the masters of our fate, or are our choices merely illusions dictated by the universe's laws? Philosophers have long pondered these questions, considering how much control we really have over our actions and decisions. If everything in the universe follows cause and effect, can free will truly exist? Or are we just cogs in a machine following a predetermined path? This dialogue has been enriched over centuries, with various thinkers contributing their perspectives, deepening our understanding of human autonomy. Free will is often cherished as a hallmark of human dignity and individuality, allowing us to make choices that define us. Yet, determinism challenges this notion, suggesting that our sense of freedom may be nothing more than a comforting illusion. As we explore this debate, we will uncover the complexities and nuances that make it such an enduring topic in philosophical and scientific discourse. In this essay, we will delve into the definitions and implications of free will and determinism, examining the various philosophical stances and scientific insights that shape this ongoing debate. By the end, we hope to provide a balanced perspective on whether we can be both free and determined in certain respects. Free will is the concept that individuals have the power to make choices that are not determined by past events or natural laws. It is the belief that we can decide our actions independently, without being constrained by external forces. People who advocate for free will argue that humans can choose different courses of action, and that these choices are genuinely open to them. This idea supports the notion of personal responsibility and accountability. In contrast, determinism posits that every event or action is the result of preceding events and conditions, governed by the natural laws of the universe. According to determinists, our choices are not free but are instead the inevitable outcomes of these prior states. Notable determinists include philosophers like Baruch Spinoza and Pierre-Simon Laplace, who argued that if we knew all the laws of nature and all the initial conditions, we could predict everything that happens in the universe. Determinism challenges the very essence of free will by suggesting that our sense of making free choices is an illusion. If everything is predetermined, then the notion of personal responsibility becomes complicated. If our actions are inevitable, how can we be blamed or praised for them? This raises profound questions about justice and morality. Despite these challenges, the human experience seems to suggest that we do make choices, leading many to question how these two seemingly opposing views can coexist. Libertarianism is a philosophical stance that argues for the existence of free will while denying deterministic constraints. It asserts that individuals have genuine freedom to make choices that are not preordained. Libertarians believe that free will is incompatible with determinism because if our actions were determined, they would not be free. This perspective insists on the existence of true freedom, which allows for moral responsibility, as individuals can be held accountable for their actions. An example of libertarianism is the belief in the ability to choose whether to help a friend or pursue one's own interests. A libertarian would argue that this choice is genuinely ours to make, free from any deterministic influence. This belief supports the idea that humans have a unique capacity for self-determination, distinguishing us from mere machines. Compatibilism, on the other hand, offers a middle ground by suggesting that free will and determinism are not mutually exclusive. Compatibilists argue that free will is compatible with determinism because free will can be understood as the freedom to act according to one's motivations and desires, even if those desires are themselves determined. This viewpoint suggests that as long as we act in line with our internal motivations without external coercion, we can be considered free. Compatibilism redefines freedom in a way that accommodates deterministic principles, suggesting that freedom lies not in the absolute ability to choose differently, but in aligning actions with personal intentions. This reconciliation offers a nuanced understanding that preserves moral responsibility while acknowledging the deterministic framework of the universe. The advent of neuroscience has introduced new dimensions to the debate on free will. One of the most famous studies in this realm is Benjamin Libet's experiment, which suggested that the brain initiates actions before individuals become consciously aware of their decision to act. This finding implies that what we perceive as conscious decision-making might be preceded by unconscious brain processes, challenging the notion of free will. In Libet's experiment, participants were asked to move their fingers while their brain activity was monitored. It was discovered that the brain's readiness potential, a marker of preparation to move, occurred before the participants reported their conscious intention to act. This led to questions about whether our conscious minds are merely observers rather than initiators of actions. Later studies have expanded on Libet's findings, offering both support and criticism. Some researchers argue that while the brain may initiate actions unconsciously, the conscious mind still plays a crucial role in vetoing or modifying actions, preserving some aspect of free will. Others suggest that our understanding of consciousness and decision-making requires further exploration, acknowledging the complex interplay between conscious and unconscious processes. The implications of these findings are profound, as they challenge traditional views of autonomy and control. However, they also open avenues for understanding how free will might operate within the deterministic structures of the brain, inviting ongoing inquiry into the nature of human decision-making. Despite the challenges posed by determinism and neuroscience, many people continue to believe in free will. This belief is rooted in both evolutionary and psychological factors that underscore its utility in human society. From an evolutionary perspective, the perception of free will may have developed as an adaptive trait, encouraging social cooperation and accountability. The psychological benefits of believing in free will are substantial. It fosters a sense of agency and control, enabling individuals to pursue goals and overcome obstacles. This belief can enhance motivation and resilience, as people feel empowered to make changes in their lives. Furthermore, the concept of free will underpins moral and legal systems, which rely on the assumption that individuals are responsible for their actions. Believing in free will is also instrumental in promoting social harmony. It encourages people to adhere to societal norms and laws, reinforcing the idea that actions have consequences. This belief helps maintain order and fairness, as individuals are held accountable for their choices, fostering trust and cooperation within communities. While the existence of free will remains debated, its perceived benefits highlight its significance in human culture and society. By embracing the notion of free will, whether real or not, individuals can navigate the complexities of life with a sense of purpose and responsibility, contributing to personal and collective well-being. The moral implications of the free will versus determinism debate are significant, raising questions about accountability and justice. If determinism is true, can individuals be held responsible for actions beyond their control? This question challenges legal and ethical frameworks that assume free will and personal responsibility. One possible response to this dilemma is to reassess punishment and reward systems, considering the extent to which individuals have control over their actions. A deterministic view might advocate for a focus on rehabilitation and prevention rather than retribution, emphasizing understanding and addressing the underlying causes of behavior. Conversely, belief in free will supports the idea that individuals are morally accountable for their actions, justifying punitive measures for wrongdoing. This perspective maintains that people have the capacity to choose differently, and thus must be held responsible for their decisions. Ultimately, a balanced view recognizes that both freedom and constraints influence human behavior. While determinism highlights the role of external factors, the concept of free will emphasizes the importance of personal agency. By acknowledging both aspects, we can develop a nuanced understanding of human choice and responsibility, fostering ethical and fair responses to behavior. In conclusion, the debate about free will versus determinism remains a complex and multifaceted topic. While determinism challenges the idea of free will, belief in personal agency persists due to its evolutionary and psychological benefits. The moral implications of this debate underscore the importance of balancing freedom and constraints, shaping our understanding of human nature and societal structures.